Welcome to The Point of View. This is your favorite current affairs show here on ChannelOne television. Here on The Point of View, we pick the right topics, get the right guests, and ask them relevant questions on issues that matter to you. Tonight, we're taking you back to Ablekuma North, where the Friday by-election led to some confusion and mayhem and brutality in a specific polling station. Tonight, ChannelOne's team that covered the election joined me in studio to discuss what happened. So I have the three key reporters on the ground to retell the story of the mayhem that occurred at Ablekuma North. Stay with us. Welcome back. So tonight we're revisiting Ablekuma North to retell the story of a very chaotic by-election. Now, we can't even call it a by-election, it's a rerun, because initially, after voting finished, counting was being done, collation was being done. We understand that there were originally 3 outstanding polling stations that could not be determined. But after a lot of back and forth, the Electoral Commission agreed that voting had to reoccur in 19 polling stations. Now, Ablekuma North is a very large constituency, one of the largest in the Greater Accra region, has almost 18 electoral areas. We will go through the list. But for a constituency of that size, 19 polling stations is very small because there are quite a number of polling stations already. Our team that covered the election or the rerun in the 19 polling stations, in terms of the reporters, are here with me. Jude Mensah Duncan. Jude, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Bernard.
Hansen Ajiman, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Bernard.
And Fauzu Masaudu, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Bernard.
So let's just get some clarity on this. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, about 14 electoral areas, correct?
Yeah.
And how many polling stations? 19
Yeah.
were being. Which ones do you remember the polling stations you were in charge of?
Yes, so I went to the Bethel polling station, Bethel Baptist polling station. I also was at the St. Peter's Society Methodist Church polling station.
Okay.
And I visited also the Pentecost Church polling station in Odoko.
Okay, so where's Bethel? Which electoral area is Bethel?
Odoko.
Odoko. St. Peter's is in Odoko.
Odoko.
And then Pentecost is in Odoko.
Absolutely.
Hansen, where did you go to?
So I went to the DVLA office, the Awoshi, at Awoshi.
DVLA Awoshi.
Yes, and then a Siedu Jedu Memorial School polling station, which they are about 120 meters apart.
So not too far from Awoshi, same Awoshi?
Same Awoshi. And then I went to the Kwashibu area,
Kwashibu?
which is a bit closer to Kwashiman. But on the, if you're from La Paz heading towards Awoshi, on that stretch. So I went to the Living Spring Day Nursery.
Living Spring Day Nursery polling station. So about 3 polling stations
as well as the Lord's Pentecostal Church.
So about 4.
4 of them.
What about Fauzu?
Yes, I went to Odoko Pentecost.
Odoko Pentecost.
Yeah, Odoko Pentecost. That's in Odoko Chimami.
Chimami.
Yes, and I also went to Radiant Way.
Radiant Way. Where is that?
It's also at the central part of Odoko, but at the outskirts of Chimami, where I visited. And then I went to the Presbyterian Church. Okay. And then I also went to the MTTD.
Presbyterian Church is also in Odoko?
Yes, it's also in Odoko.
So a lot of the polling stations were in Odoko?
Yes. In fact, the Chimami enclave had about 7 out of the 19 polling stations.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Because I have some electoral areas here, Sakaman, where we know close to Dansoman.
Close to Dansoman.
Then we have Cheneboa, Akwebu, Otaten, Chimami.
Yes.
So 7 out of the 9 were in Chimami. Then there's Odoko.
Yes. So Chimami is in Odoko.
It's in Odoko, but there's a separate electoral area called Odoko.
Called Odoko Police Station, yes.
No, electoral area.
Say Odoko electoral area.
Yes.
But the Chimami is in Odoko.
I hear you.
Yes.
There's also Kwashibu,
yes.
Bintu, Awoshi, Kwashiman, so South and West Dakuman and Nyamiche.
Yes, so Kwashibu, Nyamiche, Bintu, you can say both of them are within the same enclave along the N1.
Okay.
Or towards Awoshi. So from Kwashiman, Nyamiche towards Awoshi. And so the Bintu electoral area is on the stretch from say Awoshi towards La Paz.
I see.
And then the Awoshi portion is from La Paz towards.
So 7 out of the 19 were in Chimami. And you covered those?
Yes, I covered. Yeah.
You were in mostly in Odoko.
Yeah.
And you were mostly in Awoshi.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Where did the confusion happen?
Interesting, Bernard. So very early in the morning, I got a hint that there were some kind of altercations, right? And that was at the Pentecost Church. So that was the very first
Pentecost Church
incident that happened, where apparently the MPP, supporters of, on the ground raised concerns as to the sighting of posters very close to the polling station or the Doko Pentecost Church polling center. And according to them, the posters, wasn't there even a day before the election. They just woke up the following morning
to see posters there
and cited it. And they raised concerns that it amounted to violations of electoral laws because you were not supposed to.
Did you interview anybody on this?
Yes, I did. I interviewed the Accra mayor, Akpakwa Lote, Honorable, and he said that there wasn't anywhere at all, an issue of campaign.
This Pentecost Church.
This is the Pentecost
This
Church.
Around what time of the day?
This was very early in the day, about around 8 a.m.
Can we watch that?
Yes. So there was a very short interview with.
All right. We just want to see that to set us off on Pentecost Church interview.
Honorable, we've seen that some of your party people are on the ground campaigning, and clearly the rules say that
they are not campaigning. The point of connection, nobody's campaigning here. Nobody's wearing party t-shirt. Nobody's campaigning. Please don't say that.
No, I've seen some of them.
No.
Openly talking to people.
No. You can. If somebody is coming to vote and ask, please, can you vote for me? It's not a campaign. It's not campaigning. Campaigning is when you pick mic and you talk. Go to Abamu, you say. But this is not campaigning.
So you are confident of victory today?
All
right. Thank you for your time, sir.
So who is that?
So that's Accra Mayor.
Where is this?
This is the Pentecost Church of Doko.
What time is this?
As early as 8 a.m.
So this is beginning of voting.
Yes.
When did voting start?
Voting started there quite early.
Okay.
Around 7 a.m. voting had started.
Around the same time, where were you guys? You guys, what time did you cover the beginning of voting?
Yes, so voting started at exactly 7 a.m. I was stationed at the DVLA polling station.
Did you talk to anybody there?
So just shortly after that, around 8:20, that was when the police arrested some persons in khaki.
Around 8:20, people already arrested?
Yes, around in
8:20.
In 8:20.
Okay.
In khaki uniform, they couldn't identify themselves, and so the Ghana Police Service had to pick them up.
Where were they?
They were at the DVLA polling station.
DVLA police station at Awoshi.
At Awoshi.
Do you have a video of
yes,
this?
so, and then we have a video of the arrest, and we also spoke to John Desmond Sowa 9, who is the Dean of MMDCs, who specifically MCU for Ghana West, which is Amasaman.
Can you show us some of that?
Yes, sir.
All right, so show us some of that.
Stationed adjacent the entrance to the voting
So it's
area.
like a private security?
This is like a private
security. So the police
security.
carried them away?
Because they couldn't identify themselves.
So this DVLA police station, Awoshi, around 8:30. They didn't resist arrest?
They didn't resist arrest. There were two MMDCs there. The MCE for Ningo Pram Pram, as well as the MCE for Ghana West, who also doubles as a Dean of MMDCs in the Greater Accra region. They were all available, and when we spoke to them, they said yes. After the engagements, the music engagements,
now these guys were not supposed to be there.
These guys were not supposed to be there.
So they were moved away.
They were moved
no
away.
violence, nothing yet.
Certainly.
8:30. Still at the beginning of poll. I'm told there was something around the polling station where a presiding officer said they didn't want the Presby or the Methodist Church to be there. What was that?
So I got to my first polling station at around 5:30 a.m.
Okay.
And as early as around that time, I saw that the EC officials were bringing materials in there. Now what happened was that at the time where the seals for the election materials, was being inspected, the presiding officer got a call from the leadership of the St. Peter Methodist Church, and when she came back and said that they had to pause from going ahead to break the seal because they were being told that the church didn't want to or had revoked access, for the continuous use of the church as a polling center. And
what's the name of this church?
This is the St. Peter's Methodist Society, and it was
in Odoko.
In Odoko, and this very location was the exact spot where collation happened
in the 2024 election.
2024 election,
where something happened.
Absolutely. Now, Bernard, before the start of polls that day, a week before, when the EC had announced that they were going to have the rerun, I was assigned to that particular station to report live happenings, to gauge the mood of the people there going into the rerun. And when I spoke to residents there, they called for the military involvement going forward into the rerun because they felt that the area, could also degenerate again. So some of them even predicted it. And it was interesting to see that the church had come out to say that they were not going to allow access. But later, after making some calls...
Did somebody speak to you on the record on this point?
Yes, the presiding officer, she didn't want to state exactly, but I went ahead to report.
So while all of this is going on, so you are at DVLA, Awoshi, you are at St. Peter's, Odoko. Between 8 and 9, where were you?
I was at the
MTTD, Odoko.
That's why I started my
What was going on there?
Well, it was a generally calm atmosphere. I mean, everyone would definitely think that since it's a police station, there will be some level of compliance and all of that. So it was a generally calm atmosphere. But most significant was when I quickly dashed to the Odoko Pentecost polling station when Jude had left the
So Jude left Odoko Pentecost?
He left Odoko Pentecost. They had 2 polling stations. That's polling station 2 and 4. And then I quickly went there. So just around about 9:30, approximately 2 hours into the commencement of polls. And then the assault of the journalist was reported. So it was at my end.
This was at the Pentecost?
Pentecost, yes. Pentecost. So, I mean, we know the nature of elections. We have a lot of newsmakers trickling in. All journalists were busy trying to, catch some interviews and whatnot. So, we were outside of the inner perimeter. Most of the journalists were outside of the inner perimeter, but that particular journalist was in there. And within that particular space, there was an inner perimeter where the police had instructed that no journalist go there. But then there were a number of journalists who were in there already, and that particular journalist was also trying to get in there to actually see for himself what was happening. And then it was there that the policeman, the whole altercation between him and the policeman.
So did you capture the slap, or you saw the aftermath?
We have a video of the slap. Yes.
This is in the Pentecost.
Yes, at the Pentecost.
Amazing.
Yes.
What's the name of this journalist?
Ablekuma of EIB Network.
All right, can you show us that?
Yes.
So the police gentleman used his left hand to hit the journalist, who was wearing an EIB.
An EIB jacket.
So he knew he was a journalist.
He knew he was a journalist. I mean, per his apparel. So clearly.
And what happened after this?
So after this, we granted the journalist an interview to also hear from him, really, even though some of our cameras had captured him. But quickly, we saw that there was a police reinforcement at the place because it had become chaotic.
Did the police know you recorded this?
Yeah.
They didn't tell you to delete your video?
No, they didn't tell us.
They didn't tell you?
No, they didn't tell us.
Were you the only person who captured this, or other people captured it?
A lot
of people captured this?
Yes, other media houses captured.
Another journalist from Joy News was also assaulted, but this is not here.
No, this is
That's at a different place.
Yes.
None of you saw that?
No. I saw that.
I think
Where was that?
That was at the St. Peter's Methodist Society.
Around what time?
That was when the escalation happened.
Okay, so we are coming there now. Exactly. So far, this is the first issue around 10 o'clock-ish,
yes,
9:10-ish.
Yeah, 9:10.
Okay, so in the sequence, what happened next?
So at this time, I'd heard of the attack on the journalist.
Yeah.
And then shortly after that, the Interior Minister and then the Defense Minister came for a tour of the Awoshi Nyamiche area. Specifically, we caught up with them at the Lord's Pentecostal Church.
Around what time is this?
This should be around 11 a.m.
So the Butu at Jude's side hadn't started yet?
It might have started, but we have not heard of it.
You are not heard of it yet.
Yes.
So you were
but we knew that the journalist had been attacked.
So did you interview Omanibuama and Muntaka?
Yes, so we spoke to Muntaka, and he said at the time the Ghana Police Service was yet to release their statement
on this thing
on this matter. And so when we spoke to him, he said he had not been briefed yet. When he spoke to the commander in charge of operations for that day, about 30 minutes or an hour prior to our interview, he had indicated that things were... So do you have the
video of the interview
yes,
with
we have the video with Muntaka, where he said they were going to deal with that matter and any other disturbances.
Can we see that then?
Which of the polling stations have you visited and what have been your observations so far?
Well, all around all the places we've gone, we've seen that everything's going well. The two of us are supposed to ensure that the place is peaceful. We decided that no military should be deployed. We want it to be purely police. So one, we are coming around to ensure that what we instructed is being implemented. We also instructed that there should be enough security to make sure that everybody will feel free to come out and exercise their franchise. And then we have also encouraged that even the men with guns should be a little away from those who are around the booths. We've seen that all that's happening so far, all the players we've gone, we've seen that they are compliant. And
I guess you're satisfied that's fine.
Yeah, we are satisfied that the place is peaceful, and it's our prayer that it will continue that way till the end.
Have you received any brief of some men in brown uniform who are around the polling stations? At one of the polling stations, police picked up some brown men in brown uniform, dressed like security officers.
Well, all we have instructed is that any infraction should be treated as crime. So we don't care with the greater respect who you are. Once you infract the law, they should deal with you by arresting you, so I will take you through the process. We are not encouraging anybody within our party, outside our party, our opponents. Let us all allow the process to go smoothly. And if anybody crosses the line, that person should be dealt with. So you should just simply treat crime as crime.
There's reported assault of a journalist by a police officer. Have that come to your attention?
No, not at all. But I mean, surely we'll check that. I mean, where did this happen? Well, it's just that it's not everything that will come to our attention. But since it's a journalist and since it's a police officer, we'll be happy to know what it is. Then we'll find out what is the circumstances. And if there's something that we need to do, we can assure you that we'll do it.
Finally, violence breakdown somewhere in Odoko. Has that also come to your attention?
Not that we've heard, no. You know, because we're also going around. So after that, we now call those in charge to find out, this is what we've observed, this is what we've heard. What have you seen or heard so far? Because, I mean, about an hour ago, I spoke to the IGP. So far, is everything going well? He said everything is going well. We are stepping out to see what is there. So, okay, we are also coming. They are also around, going around. I said, okay, so we'll keep comparing notes till evening.
Would there be a crowd control at the collation center?
Definitely, because, I mean, we all know collation centers could turn out sometimes with all the nature of difficulties. What we can assure you is that we'll provide adequate security to ensure that everything.
So this is still the point of view. That was the Minister for the Interior speaking at the Lord's Pentecostal Church to Hansen Ajiman around 10 o'clock.
Yes.
You had heard something had happened.
Yes, so I knew of the specifics of the attack on the journalist, but I knew that I've also heard that there were scuffles at another polling station, but I didn't know of the details at the time.
Okay. Which means around this time, you were talking to Howard Kumsen, possibly.
Around that time, I had just left the Pentecost Church and I'd gotten to a fuel station where I'd seen some groups of MPP people mobilizing.
A fuel station at Odoko?
At Odoko, just right next to the St. Peter's Society Methodist Church, which was a polling station. And of course, the MPP parliamentary candidate was there, Nane Free. At that time, I hadn't cited Howard Kumsen yet. 5 minutes later, I saw it coming, from the center where the voting was ongoing, and they were clearly agitated
about something. So I went further and I tried to get an interview from her. And all of this you are doing is live. So all the interviews you show me is live on TV.
Yes.
Some were live on
TV. Muntaka was live?
No, Muntaka
was not live.
It was
but this is live.
My initial interview with Howard Kumsen wasn't live.
But the attack was live.
But the attack was live.
Okay, so let's come to. So you meet her at the fuel station.
And I tried to gauge what the issues were.
Do you have the footage?
Yes, and she mentions to me that.
No, let's just watch it.
All right, cool.
Let it speak for itself. Yeah. So this is.
So far. All right. What's your thoughts around the process so far?
I mean, the other places have been very peaceful. I don't know why here they want to do intimidation. The people are ready to come and vote for APSU. You are intimidating them. You are sharing money and still intimidating. What's your problem?
We saw somebody shout at you to leave the polling station. Is that why you are referring to as intimidation?
The polling station belongs to him.
To leave the fuel station.
Why are they also here? Why are they also here?
So clearly they are trying to intimidate your camp.
And we cannot be intimidated. We are not ready. We won't allow them to.
Have you reported to the police?
The police is there. We've reported to them. We told them. They have seen all that is going on. They think because they are in power. Yes, we are ready. We are in.
So that was Howard Kumsen. Where exactly is this?
This fuel station shares a wall with the polling station, the St. Peter's Society. So it's barely 30 meters. 30
Okay.
meter walk.
So she was attacked in the police station next to this fuel station.
Exactly.
Okay. But this time she was outside.
Yes.
She hadn't been attacked yet.
Yes. And the accusation or the claim at the time was that the NPP agent had reported to their candidate that their register had been torn. And that was what she was referring to as intimidation. I would later ask other people within the party, Samuel Uku, in an interview, and Miracles, and they all corroborated same.
Okay. So the next thing we see is that you are interviewing Dennis Miracles Abuaje.
Yes.
Where were you doing that interview?
So after my interview with Hawa Kumsin, of course, I saw quite a number of the NPP, officials trooping. Like I said, Samuel Uku was there, quite a number of them. And we had seen people also mass up because the word that was going around was that the NPP party agents at the St. Peter's Society Methodist Church were being intimidated. So we saw Nana Ekwe, come there. Each time she moves, she was moving with quite a number of people. So when they are coming like that, you get the sense that, someone is, there's a presence here of a sort. So it was at that time I caught up with Miracles, Dennis Abuaje, and I was asking him about the process.
Was this in the church or outside the church?
Right in front of the church.
In front of the church?
Yes.
The St. Peter's Methodist Church, Odoko.
St. Peter's Society Methodist Church.
Can we watch that interview?
Yes.
All right, so let's go there.
Yes, they are accusing the NDC of intimidation. Now, they claim that a voter register belonging to the NPP has been torn. I have not been able to independently verify that, but Hawa Kumsin, who is a former fishery minister, made that claim. She spoke to me a few minutes ago. A Krampim North Member of Parliament, Samuel Uku, also then corroborated the claim. Now, we've seen some people you can describe as macho men over here for the New Patriotic Party. Nana Ekwe is here. She's also alleged instances of candidates has accused.
So it's happening all over. And this is you and some ordinary citizens standing by, saw them, and you wanted to basically provoke them. So it's something that is happening here. Where we are now, the St. Peter's Society for the Methodist Church Odoko is where the pink sheets were bent. This is the reason why we are voting. This location, what happened here, is the reason why we are voting today. And you can see that this is where the NDC is concentrating on. There are over 400 votes that are cast here. Anytime these people turn out, 400 people vote here, you should be sure about 380 will vote for the MPP. And so clearly it tells you why they are trying to intimidate the people in this police station. But it's not going to happen. We've already told our people, the police here, they are quite a number, but that shouldn't bother anybody. They are here to basically protect everybody to come and cast their vote. You heard that woman who was coming and returned. What she's saying is that when she got here and saw the police, she felt intimidated. At the moment, we don't have a choice. We have close to 60 police.
The police are not even, they don't even look armed. They've been very calm.
But they just saw a video of a police commander that slapped the media one. So
that didn't happen here.
Exactly, but it tells you that then if somebody is at home and is coming to vote and sees a policeman beating a media person, he's afraid. So we are using your medium to encourage everybody to come out and come and vote. The police are here to protect you. Yes, we agree. The numbers are huge. 60 policemen, almost more than the album. 60 policemen, almost more than the album. But that's what we have to saddle with. Even if it's going to take 1,000 policemen to protect people, we are fine. Just come out and vote. Jude, I already told you yesterday that the election here today is not just about Ablekuma North. It's about halting a possible parliamentary dictatorship by one party. If the people of Ablekuma North do not halt this, what is going to happen is that the NDC party and as a government in parliament are going to have an absolute 2/3 majority. And that gives them the confidence to tamper with the 1992 constitution and play ball and chess with it.
Marcus, let's stick to the events that happened here.
This is part of the event.
Has it come to your notice that the register belonging to the New Patriotic Party has been torn by some unknown person?
I was there. I was actually standing there. Yes, I was there with Honorable Samuel Uku, Honorable Ekwe herself. When the gentleman, the constituency organizer that was actually captured on video, tearing pink sheets, the same gentleman is the one who went to accost the MPP guys and to their album. And listen, they were simply using that album to do what we call get out to vote. They are using the album inside the communities to encourage people to come and vote. He accosted them, took the album and tore them apart. We had to stop our men from also retaliating. Why do we run a system?
Have you reported to the police?
Yes.
What has been the police official response to
The
it?
gentleman is still roaming. The gentleman is still roaming. He's still roaming. There's not been any official response to it. And so, if these things are not checked immediately, wow.
So what's going on? Why are you saying wow then? The interview was going fine. So what's going on here?
At that particular moment, I'd seen a group of men jump from their vehicle and they had assaulted someone who was believed to be a member of the MPP.
But your camera was still pointing at you, so you hadn't shown that yet.
My cameraman was focused.
All of you were saying wow.
But I was seeing what was behind my cameraman. So they had just jumped off their vehicle and assaulted. They had, it was quite bad. They assaulted a gentleman who was standing there, and I'd seen that same gentleman with a Free and Howard at the fuel station a few minutes ago.
Okay, so guys, can you go back to the wow? Because I want you to continue. I want to see what happened from the wow, because this looked quite interesting. So you are interviewing the man, all of you are just minding your own business, and then
we see.
Yeah. So please, I want to play the video fully. So just go back to wow, let it continue. I want to see for myself what happened.
If these things are not checked immediately,
wow. So Nana, as I'm speaking to you right now, some men who just got out from a pickup just hit, violently assaulting another man here who I've seen with the MPP camp, but I'm not able to independently verify who he is. But I can report live on TV right now at the St. Peter's Society that there's been a clear case of assault, and they are marching towards. Wow, unbelievable! Clearly defying the police order. The breakthrough. This is unprecedented. This is unbelievable. This is absolutely shocking. Wow, there's a tussle ongoing right now. There's a tussle ongoing. They're literally fighting the police. They are literally what? It seems that they are throwing the cuts. How our Kusen is on the floor is being trampled on. The police it's completely chaotic. Police. People are running for safety. This can't be a democracy. This can't be a democracy. People are literally running away for their lives. The police are being assaulted. MPP party officials are being assaulted. Miracles was standing next to me. Literally had to run for his life. Unbelievable, Nana. The scenes here completely unbelievable. The vehicles have parked in the middle of the road. The police seem helpless. It doesn't look like hope is coming from anywhere. The police is trying to come. So very chaotic. Are high. A lot is ongoing. The police seem helpless. They are just standing by looking at what's happening, and they seem not able to control or contain the situation. It's chaotic. It's absolute chaos here. The fighting is still ongoing. One man who's been assaulted has run to the church hoping to seek refuge. Some policemen are standing here.
So we apologize for the sound issue, but this is from the source, right?
Yes.
You were moving up and down.
Absolutely.
Were you hiding or you were standing in the open?
I was standing with Miracles, interviewing him.
Still, so but you had entered the building now?
At this point, I was still standing outside, watching events
over the wall.
Over the wall.
Was your cameraman inside?
My cameraman had also strategically positioned near the wall, but on an elevated.
But how many men entered the room? The police.
It would be difficult to tell because they were not properly identified. But looking at the numbers that were on the pickup, about 3 pickup trucks full of these young men, about 20 entered. There were probably even more outside.
Was the police fighting them or trying to stop them from beating Hawakumsen?
The police tried to prevent them from beating Hawakumsen. In fact, there were 2 former members of parliament there. The former member of parliament for Kaikwe South, Dakwa Newman, who was in there with Hawakumsen. She wasn't attacked. Later, we saw that 2 police officers also came, to show her and take her away. But it didn't look like they were after her.
But there was a man they were chasing. Who is that man?
That man was seen with Hawakumsen all through. So each time I saw Hawakumsen, you'd see that gentleman, around wherever she was.
Very distressing. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll show you more of what we've seen. So far, we're just trying to narrate from our reporter's perspective what we've seen. This happened at the St. Peter's Methodist polling station at Odoko, and this is around 10 in the morning. Voting was still getting done. We'll be right back with more from the very controversial Ablekuma North. I wouldn't even call it a by-election. It's almost like a rerun of 19 polling stations. Stay with us. Welcome back. Tonight on The Point of View, we're trying to reenact what happened on Friday, the 11th of July, for the rerun of the election in the Ablekuma North constituency. I have Jude Duncan, Hansen Ajeman, and Fauzu Masaudu, who covered this for us, and they are replaying what they saw. So Jude, this video you've shown us is from outside the wall, but there's another video we've seen where Hawakumsen, we saw closely what was going on with some pepper spray in her hand. Did you see her spray anything at the time, and was it even something you could discern from where you were standing? From
where I was, I obviously couldn't see that she had sprayed something. But of course, later I asked some people who were close, including the party agent, and they confirmed to me that indeed she had sprayed something believed to be pepper spray. I wasn't exactly sure what it was at the time. But later I would speak to Mr. Fred Tete, who is a deputy director of research at the EC, and he would confirm to me that it was pepper spray because, according to him, the MPP party agent, had pepper spray all over her face, for which reason she couldn't even continue the work as a polling agent for that particular election. So, as to what was sprayed up until now,
but clearly this was sprayed when she was attacked.
When she was attacked.
Possibly in self-defense.
Yes. Yes.
If you can just show that clip briefly to give a closer view, because from where we are, okay, so this is a different camera angle, obviously taken by a phone. Okay, so this is how they pounced on her. The guy somewhere hooded, right?
Yeah.
And
with helmets on.
With helmets on.
Yeah.
But was there a police? Where are the police then?
But a lot of the police were just standing there looking at what was happening.
We're just standing there?
Looking at what was unfolding.
Wow.
I saw some police officers who literally also were running.
But I see some police.
Yes, there were a couple who went into a rescue trying to salvage the situation, trying to restore calm and order. But quite a number of them were just standing idle, looking on very helplessly, watching what was unfolding.
How long did this whole thing take?
This episode took about 20 minutes.
About 20 minutes?
Yes, probably more. Even after this, there were other isolated instances of attacks.
So while this was going on inside, there was also something happening outside.
It was spontaneous, and and it was very sporadic as well. So right after this, we also saw that the deputy organizer of the MPP, Nana Lloyd, was also viciously attacked.
But he was not in the
He was
premises.
not inside. He was outside. He tried running towards safety to the police. He was pulled back, and the assault just continued like that.
And then you had footage of what happened outside, because I remember when you were being interviewed, you were asked whether this had ended, and you said there was still something going on outside.
Yes.
At this time, you were back inside.
At this point, I was still standing outside, but from, there was a store. I think a food vendor had a store very close by, so I was right behind it, observing as far as my eyes could see with regards to.
When did the men leave? Were they chased out, or they decided they had finished their work and so they were going?
They left. So what happened actually was that I saw Joseph Yamin coming together or in the company of Mustafa Gbandi. The men were still around for some time. Then after some...
So they came later?
They came later.
And when they came, the men were still there?
The men were still there. And they left. But, they'll go and they'll come. They'll go, they'll come. They'll go, they'll come.
Who will go? The men?
The men.
Wow. Where was Dennis Miracles Abuja at this time? You can't tell.
I couldn't tell.
But did they attack you there?
Obviously, no.
Did they attack any journalist in this scuffle?
So in the ensuing violence, a journalist who I would later find out works with Joy News was assaulted, a female journalist. She was hit in the face. She had a swollen eye, and she was in uncontrollable tears.
And there were people outside watching all of this?
Yes.
Wow. So this happened for like 20 minutes?
Or probably more.
I see. So while all that melee was going on inside, I'm told that some other people were being attacked outside.
Absolutely.
Later you will find out it was who?
It was a deputy national organizer of the MPP.
We have footage of that?
Yes.
Wow. By the same group of 20 or so men?
Yes.
Deputy?
In fact, some of them had left inside to go outside.
To go outside to join the confusion?
Yes.
So let's see what happens there. So this is outside the church?
Right in front of the church.
And who is the guy being beaten in the Batakari? Who is he?
He's the deputy national organizer of the MPP, Nana Lloyd. That's his name.
The police, I can see the police there, right?
Yeah, the police was there. So he attempted running inside to seek refuge, but for some reason, these guys overpowered.
So these guys were just beating him?
Absolutely.
Knew they were being filmed, stepping on him?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but let me use this opportunity to clarify something. So, in the course of live reporting, Nana Tufo asked me about an incident or an attack. And I thought he was referring to this, and I inadvertently said it was Nana Ikuya. But I was trying to say I'd seen that he had been beaten, he was bleeding, and there was blood all over him.
So this is Nana Lloyd?
Yes, who's
not
the deputy.
Nana Ikuya?
Not Nana Ikuya, yes.
So you didn't see the MP aspirant being beaten?
No, I didn't see it.
So to be clear, the people who were beaten were Hawa Kumsin,
yes,
some man who was with him, some men, and then this person.
Yes.
So the NPP candidate was not part of this.
She wasn't.
She wasn't there when this was happening.
No.
Okay, so it was in the confusion that you
said. She was around when it happened, but I didn't see that she had been attacked.
You didn't see that she had been attacked?
Yeah.
Okay. But this attack happened outside. Where were you standing at this time?
I was still inside, but you could clearly tell that this melee was ongoing.
So after this happened for like 20, 30 minutes, this whole thing?
Yes.
Quite distressing. Wow. So at what point did they stop?
It was shocking because the police was also standing there, and they looked on for some time before we
started. They were looking while this was happening?
Yeah, they looked on for some time before about, 5 minutes into it, we saw two of them try to, but they were completely overpowered at that point, and they couldn't, seem to be doing anything to help the gentleman who was being assaulted. But 30 minutes after, when Eduji Tamaklo had come and had spoken to him, Mustafa Gbandi had come, Joseph Yamin had come, then we saw police reinforcements coming in. So it was at that point where the police tank now started coming in. We saw additional...
A police tank?
A police tank, came in. After, we also saw additional police officers being burst in there with protective gear on. They had their helmet, they had their shield, they had body protection, armor all over themselves.
So maybe about how many minutes after this incident?
Probably 30.
30 minutes?
Yeah. Did
you speak to any of these NDC officials?
I spoke to Mustafa Gbandi and I spoke to Joseph Yamin. Of course, they condemned the activities. They said they were not associated with the NDC. Yeah.
So you spoke to, do you have anybody you interviewed that I can watch? After this, because you were still in the building.
Yes. So
this is Edudzi Tamaklo now.
Yes. So after I spoke to quite a number of politicians, so I realized that more of the politicians
started coming. So it means they had seen this.
Exactly.
They were coming in response to this.
Exactly. And
okay.
In the aftermath of this, I spoke to economic advisor at the office of the president, Professor Khalid, who I'd seen around. Like I said, I spoke to Joseph Yamin. I'd spoken to.
Wow. So I'm just trying to understand something, that it wasn't their coming that stopped this. As in, this had ended before they came.
Yes, this had
ended before they came. Okay.
But at this point, the word was out there that
something was happening, because this was live
and mayhem at the.
Okay. So which of the interview with the NDC officials do you want to show me after this whole confusion?
So after this, I had an interview with.
Is it Edudzi?
Yes, I spoke with Edudzi.
Can we hear that briefly? Just a quick overview of that, just to get a sense of the flow, because I know you also did some interviews, right? It's looking like you are. So this is after.
Yes.
He came upon seeing and hearing.
Yes.
Okay. And what did you ask him?
So I asked him about whether it had come to his attention. He said he had heard about it, but he had not seen it. So he was waiting for official police, reports.
Did he condemn it?
So I pushed him to condemn it. And
Can we hear him then? Can we hear?
After over 32 years of practicing democracy, why should we resort to violence? When is just the time? It doesn't make sense.
Have you visited any of the centers apart from
so far, out of 19, it appears this is the only place that I've heard this. The rest is so smooth. Whatever it is that triggered. In fact, look, you saw me when I was entering. The young men, they were angry that, what is Madam Hawa even doing here? And I heard one of them saying that, this is not Kaswa. I said, no. In a by-election, it becomes like one community. So we all descend here. Condemnable, if indeed it happened.
Finally, so you condemn this. But going forward, what will you say to your party supporters who have massed there in their numbers, clearly dissatisfied?
Me, urgent calm. And my deputy, and you see, the topmost party officials are here. My deputy general secretary is here. As director legal, I'm also here. And many key party functionaries are all here. What we want to do is to calm our party supporters to ensure that we'll have peace as far as this matter.
I also want to bring to your notice that journalists have been assaulted. As a party, are you minded?
I told you, even when the Ghana police, an officer, for whatever it is, was seen touching the person of a journalist, the Ghana Police Service swiftly has taken steps to interdict the officer and recall him. I mean, that kind of swiftness is what we are all looking for, sir.
The military, you mentioned that the military was not going to take part in today's exercise. Based on what we've seen here, do you say it was still a call in the right direction?
It's obvious the military is not involved. And that is how it should be. This is a civil exercise. We are not at war. And so we should not get the military involved. And as you've seen around, it's been the police, the Ghana Immigration Service, the prison service. They fall under the Ministry of Interior. And we believe that that is the way to go.
When we come back, more things happen. So the MPP then marched to the center to, I think, address the press. And then there were other interviews which were conducted by the journalists here. Just to give you a full picture of what we covered for the day. So far, we've shown you the beginning of the polls, which was relatively peaceful. Then the confusion and the thuggery that occurred at the St. Peter's Methodist polling station on Doko. We've seen that with our eyes. We've heard Edudzi Tamaklo there speak to Jude Duncan. There's more when we come back. Stay with us. Welcome back. Tonight, we're showing you highlights of what happened at Ablekuma North. Of course, there were 19 polling stations, and so far, it looks like this is the only polling station that this occurred.
Yes. So if you look at the sequencing, either shortly before this or during Jude's narration, that was the time I spoke to Muntaka when he said he had not heard of it. He was yet to get briefing of that. Shortly after that interview, then we had indication that Nana Ekuafie, the NPP's candidate, was going to address a press conference. And so we moved from the Awoshi portion into the Odoko
because she was
area.
Not where the attack occurred, even though the reporter initially had said that in the report. So you went to where she was.
Yes, so we're moving to her office.
Okay.
And so the first time I was hearing more on the specifics was when we were in the car and Jude was narrating. from the narration, it felt very serious. We had not seen the video. So later when we saw the videos, that was when we realized that indeed it was that serious. When we got to Ekefriye's office, visibly angry MPP supporters at the office. Initially, they didn't even want journalists there, trying to push us away. It took the intervention of some of the MPP personalities who were there. Miracles Abuaji, who was with Jude, had rushed to that place. Brian Champon had also moved in. Samia Uku was there. A host of other party officers. Because the party was not involved, so you wouldn't see a lot more of national officers, but at least persons with a certain level of status within the party had come to the office. And so they decided to now move towards the various polling stations to assure voters that despite the disturbances that had occurred at the St. Peter's polling station, they could still come out and cast their ballot. And on the walk to the polling station, we spoke to Brian Champon, who was dissatisfied with the level of violence. We spoke to Ekefriye, who on her own level narrated what actually happened. At the time we got to some of these polling stations close to where the incident actually happened, the Ghana Police Service had now re-strategized and was strict on who could actually enter the polling stations.
Let me come to you. At what point did you meet Hannah Bisu? And what was that?
Yeah, so I met Hannah Bisu around 2:30 p.m. when
long after this had happened.
Long after this had happened, when cool heads had prevailed. So we drove through a number of the polling stations, apart from where I was initially stationed, which was the Odoko Pentecost Church. Then we made a stop at the Ateku polling station. That's around the Awosh Barnyard on the Kwashiman La Paz intersection. The first person I will speak to is the Greater Accra Regional Minister. And at the time the violence had occurred, the chaos had occurred, I mean, it dominated the news. So as journalists, definitely that will lead in our questioning to some of these newsmakers. So I asked the Greater Accra Regional Minister, who happens to be the chairperson for RECSEC. So I asked her if she was aware of the incident, and as chairperson of RECSEC, what was her position officially on the matter?
Can we see that?
Yes.
All right.
I wasn't aware, I heard it. And so Muntaka is handling it. Our interior minister is handling it. So whatever it is, investigation is underway. Whatever it is, we'll let you know.
But the MPP is accusing the NDC
I mean, it's exactly what they will do. I mean, they will say.
But these persons were not people contracted by the NDC?
Never. How would we contract people? We know we are winning, so why would we contract people to come and do that? It's not true.
So I can see that the NDC candidate was with her.
Yes, she was with her.
I see.
And then there was also the municipal chief executive for Tema West, Ludwig Totime.
They were all together?
They were all together.
At what point did you then interview Hannah Bisu?
So it was shortly after
this interview?
Yeah, shortly after this interview. Then Hannah Bisu also came to the polling station. And yes.
Let's hear that interview.
Violence incident where some thugs stormed the polling station. They assaulted Howard Kumusin, that's former Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture. We also understand that they assaulted the NPP's parliamentary candidates, that's Efriye.
Oh, you understand that one? I think what I heard was what was the name of the woman that you just mentioned?
Howard Kumusin.
Yes. I think that he trained people to learn to do that.
Howard Kumusin trained people to be violent?
Please, I mean, I think they were just repeating what happened at Kaswa, what she has instituted in Kaswa, the number of things she's done in Kaswa, even though it's unfortunate, because for me, and I'll say this, I am a Suwesogon. Ask Howard Kumusin, who brought the thugs to come and beat me? She did. She led the team, there were about 30 men. Herself and the lady who contested with, what's the name of their women organizer now? Kejemfua. They came there to beat me, and she led, and the thing was, una TV radio, so now we can't quasi assembly. She did. How come send it? And I was beaten.
Is it a retaliation by the
Did you see me slapping her?
No.
So why will you ask me if it's a retaliation? What I'm trying to say. No, what I'm trying to say is this: I won't lead thugs to attack anybody at the polling station. Okay? If I do that and it's done to me, now I'll sit back and I'll do my homework and check what I did. Then now I'll repent. So she has to repent. What I'm trying to say, standing here as a woman, she led tax as a woman to come and beat me at Legon police station. I was at B. Legon, whatever B. That was the first time that I've been there. The police they picked me over a wall. They thought a Land Cruiser that was parked was for me. Then they saw me going to a Prado. What saved me was my seatbelt. They were beating me, opened the car, and they were beating me. The car was moving. They were beating me. They were pulling me out of the car. And it was Hawa Kumsen. What didn't Hawa Kumsen do to a parliamentary candidate to us? What did she do? What I'm trying to say is this. Violence begets violence. And you see, if you live by the sword, you die by the sword. In as much as I condemn this act, if it had happened to anybody, then I wouldn't know. I think Hawa Kumsi should be used to it now. So I condemn violence, but please, don't ask me to feel sorry for Hawa Kumsi, because I'll be lying before you and before God. I don't feel sorry one bit.
She deserves it.
Interview her victims.
Go and ask her.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, yes. Go and ask her. And also, I'm a victim of Hawa Kumsi. Ask her if I deserve the men that she brought to come and attack me. Ask her the people that they shot and killed at Kaswa. And the organizer that died. Go and ask her the guns that she shot and people that did they deserve it? If I move away, a parliamentary candidate, what they did to her, did she deserve it? And ask Hawa Kumsi. The slaps that they gave to me when they were pulling me out of my moving vehicle to continue beating me. Honorable Amate from Teshi, he used to be the MC for Teshi. He came there, called him my Yawaso boy, because he and the wife came. He tried to intervene. They beat him and beat the wife also. You understand? Trying to save me. Ask Hawa Kumsen, did I deserve it? If I didn't deserve it, but if I think that he thought I deserve it, so she brought the tax to come and attack me. So whatever happened, if I did, she deserves it better.
Yeah. So that was the national women organizer of the NDC speaking to you, Fauzu Masaudu. Wow. This was around 2 p.m.
Yes.
So are you all saying that apart from the Methodist St. Peter's Church, there was no confusion anywhere else?
No. I went to 2 other places. It was
everything was cool. So this was the only place. Same to you?
Same
for you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. And this happened around 10 to 11.
Yeah.
After that, everything was calm.
Yeah. Except for the counting period where we saw that people had amassed
up there.
But was
there any confusion at the counting?
No.
Counting,
yes.
When the result was declared, was there any fight?
No,
nothing.
There was.
So the election would have been largely peaceful had it not been for this incident.
Yes.
Wow.
And I think usually when it happens, that's how it is. Because I remember in the also West Wogon by-election, I covered that election as well. It only happened at the
specific
polling station.
After that, everything is calm.
That was it.
So it follows the pattern. They do one action at one place and then they.
That's it.
Did you clearly felt danger? Your life was in danger at some point.
Because the police. So Nana Tufo asked me a question and said that where was safe, with regards to what I was reported. And I told him point blank that there was nowhere safe at that point because we've seen the police, some of them I had seen run, others I had seen trying to intervene, others I had seen basically helpless. So it was quite scary seeing some of these guys charging on people in that manner.
As a strategy, the police were not having weapons. So I don't know.
They were not armed.
They were not armed. So I don't know if that could have
emboldened the people.
At
the time they came, they weren't armed. Subsequent reinforcement came, and we saw that some of them were armed.
Wow. Could you issue a statement saying the police actions are quite perplexing in terms of what happened? Great job, guys. This is not very easy to do, and thank you for doing it for ChannelOne and for the people of Ghana. As you can see, this is very distressing for the journalists who covered and saw the brutality being meted out right before their very eyes, with police seemingly helpless. So we join Kodio to say that the Ghana Police Service, and indeed the government, has to put perpetrators to book. And indeed, I need to say that the Interior Minister Mohammed Mubarak Muntaka, earlier today held a press conference where he said that the police had been given the videos they were investigating and that all perpetrators, irrespective of their party colors, will be brought to book. So I need to make that point. He did say that during the press conference today, and also assured that they would use this to advise themselves ahead of the Akwetiaba by-election to ensure that this does not recur. Thank you for watching tonight's very, very sad edition of the show, really, I should say. This is not what a democracy should be about, and we should all roundly condemn the people who did what we just showed you. So let's thank you for watching tonight's show. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.